Well, judges in a D.C. federal appeals court question the need for genital searches of Guantanamo Bay detainees who want to exit the facility to meet with their lawyers. Lawyers for the men currently being held say the searches began after camp staff moved the conference location to a building outside of the detention facility. They allege it was meant to discourage these men from meeting with their lawyers. Attorney David Reams told RT back in May the genital searches started right after the mass hunger strike began in the facility. He says it was a way to punish the prisoners for starving themselves. Here's David Reams talking about how invasive these searches are.
I think that this would be objectionable from a Westerner's standpoint, outrageous from a Westerner's standpoint. But for devout Muslim men, I think it is one of the worst forms of humiliation there could be. And for that reason, if they don't want to leave their camp because of the searches, they end up not being able to meet their lawyers, not being able to have telephone calls with their lawyers, not being able to have telephone calls with their families.
Now, during the trial this afternoon, U.S. Justice Department lawyers argued that the searches were introduced to combat security concerns after detainees were discovered with contraband and after one of them committed suicide in 2012 by hoarding medications. The government attorneys say they're concerned that the detainees could pick up things like nails on the ground that could be used as weapons while outside of their residences. The Justice Department says that the judges don't have jurisdiction to hear the case because it centers on issues of confinement. Lawyers for the detainees instead argue that they need to protect the rights of their clients' access to counsel. Today, government lawyers compared the practice to a TSA search at the airport and said, quote, "It's not as bad as it sounds." We'll have to see if the appeals court agrees.